take a look at the new fucking webcam. I did say I'll get a new camera eventually, and I have done. And check this one out. You can see the whole fucking room. It's crazy. I plugged it in yesterday, and I was like, "Whoa! Check out the field of view on this fucker. It's ridiculous. It's like jumping from console to PC on Call of Duty." If you know what I mean, because when you play Call of Duty on console, everything's like here, but then when you put it on PC and you put your field of view up, it's like, whoa, you can see fucking everything. It's crazy. Anyways, welcome back to Matchday Report, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, today we're going to be talking about PNE and West Bromwich Albion being played away, which usually you'd think, yeah, that'll tip the scales in our favour, but of course this is Preston North End we're talking about, and we actually cannot expect anything at all from this group to keep us in a consistent manner, but it is what it is, unfortunately. So while I'm reading my breakdowns, and as you can see as well, the natural lighting ability of this camera means I don't have to switch the page to white anymore. I'm going to read down my first and second half breakdown while you can look at the stats for yourself. So for the first half, we saw some utterly bizarre and stupid play from Preston, some of the worst I've seen all season. Woodman made many super saves, but also made poor choices and lost an easier one, you could argue. We all wasted our set pieces and capitalised on nothing at all. Only players with decent play tonight were Woodman, Fernandez and Evans. The second half was no better from the offset, all that time spent passing backwards with no pressing, no attempts to win the ball. It was dead football, essentially. We gifted West Brom their second, and we are lucky they couldn't put 4 past us. Subs were not too great either in terms of who was made and when they was made. So that's about it for the match, really. It's just a lot of complaining. I can't really say much good about it, unfortunately. But in terms of our statistics for today, or last night, sorry, we had they had 17 shots to our 8, and 8 of those were on target to our 2. They had the same amount of shots on target as we had all game, which is pathetic. We of course had the most possession, which yet again another game that Preston loses where they had the most possession. I'm sick of saying it. We made more passes, of course, with more accuracy, of course. That's natural. Equal fouls, equal cards. We had 1 extra offside, and of course one of them was Reese, the unwritten rule returns. And they had 14 corners, and I swear like 8 of them came from the first half. It was nuts. Absolutely crazy. It shouldn't. You should not have a team have that many in the first half. But anyways, if we take a look at the table now, everything's definitely switched up a little bit to what we last saw. Preston are now down in 14th, the natural habitat, and West Brom are now climbing the table. Norwich are falling down the table. Middlesbrough are now 6th. They've jumped to 6th. Sunderland are 4th, and Luton have managed to work their way back up to 7th. And I was, displaying my surprise for Middlesbrough being down here as well as Luton. So how has that happened? Well, you see the table this season, it's a funny one, and Sheffield United are now equal with Burnley. You see the table this season's a very funny table, as you can see here. Everyone is very close on point, apart from the top 2. Everyone's points are very tightly knit. It's a playoff race this season, a literal playoff race. Everyone's got 2, 1, or 3 points to separate them from Blackburn. So obviously they've got 2, we've got like 3, but now of course West Brom has 4, and now we've got 6, which isn't ideal. Oh sorry, no, we've got 5. That's terrible math. Of course it's not ideal, but it's a lot easier to come back from a defeat like this and 3 defeats on the bounce now than it is to come back from said run of results last season. Because of how tight everything is, that's how Luton and Middlesbrough are able to jump up and down this table like this, and why Norwich have fell so far and why we have fell so far. It's as simple as that. It's going to be, that's how tight the season is. It's one of 2 things: either A, everyone's now too good to compete with each other and we have these results, or B, everyone's too shit to compete with each other, and are too shit to compete with Burnley and Sheffield United, so we're all just fighting each other like a drunk bar fight, which is exactly how you can describe the table this season. It's a drunken bar fight. But yeah, very, very unfortunate. And this fella here, I'm not even going to try and say that, he performed very well. Anyways, in terms of our ratings given to us by the Lanks Live, Woodman is 7, which he made several superb saves, which I could 100% agree with. Before being beaten by that guy from a shot, which arrowed into the bottom corner. It was a very good shot from range. He had kept out Jed Wallace twice, or tippling a goal-bound effort from Thomas Asante behind brilliantly sold Whiteman with a short pass, which led to West Brom doubling their lead, which was horrendous. It was a horrendous pass, I can't lie. But beside that, he made super saves, but anything that he didn't do that was a super save completely was terrible, to be honest with you, so I'd probably give him a 6 personally. Story of 5 was there to clear the crosses away, as always, of course, and defend his box, but the Albion forward line gave Peony's defence a torrid time. Oh, I need to yawn. Sorry. I've just woken up, believe it or not. Patrick Bauer, number 5. His first league start of the season, and it was a tough assignment. Steady for the first 5 minutes, but ended up having a tough evening, and everything just folded in on himself. You can tell he hadn't played for about 10 months. Lindsay, a 5, went into the book early for bringing down Thomas Asante, played left centre back, a position that suits him less. That's completely agreeable. We need him to get back in the middle. Potts, a 5, made occasional forward runs and was an option for Peony to switch the ball to, but spent most of his evening back defending, wasn't able to affect the game offensively. Ledson, a 6, give it his all in, but West Brom's midfield won the battle convincingly all night, sent an early shot over and spread some long range passes out wide. That guy picked his pocket before breaking the deadlock. Whiteman, a 4, an off night for the usually reliable head in the middle of the park. West Brom power through the middle, caused problems, and Whiteman was dispossessed for the second goal. Fernandez, a 6, he started brightly, and after a couple of efforts of winning the ball back to get high up the pitch, kept going up and down the left flank, tried to provide that spark. Sadly, it was to no avail, probably because nobody else was asked to help him. Brown, a 4, I'd argue maybe a 3 nearly. The skipper couldn't get himself into the game on his return, played 77 minutes, but then he was on his bench. Evans, a 5, a quiet night for the striker, who kept running his yards until the end, isolated up top for large parts of the game. Couldn't impact game whenever he had the ball in his possession or was about to have the ball. There was nobody backing him up. Like, he was just up there by himself trying to do everything he possibly could. So fair play, Chad, but unfortunate circumstances. And Reese, a 4, came back into the team and started with a cut inside and a powerful shot, but that is about as close as he came. After that, it was awful. The service to him was largely long balls over the top defence, which he can never take. Couldn't make use of a couple of chances. And yeah, made way after the hour. Reese just cannot win balls that are in the air. He just can't do it because he doesn't use his head, and his touch is abysmal. So yeah, that's a shame. Diaby, a 5, he slotted in at right centre back in place of Story. Tried to keep the ball on the deck. He made some decently pacey runs, and he also had a couple of good passes, I'll be honest with you, but besides that, didn't add too much else. McCann, a 6, he made a good ball as well at the end. McCann tried to bring some composure in possession by playing his passes, clipped the crossbar at the death, which is a shame. And then Finley got 25 minutes but didn't get much of a kick and had to run the hard yards. But when we're having an 18, 19-year-old doing all that running and making all these yards and doing all the hard stuff, you know something's going completely wrong. We shouldn't be relying on this child to help us win this game. We should be aiding this child to progress their own career, and aiding this child in, playing the good ball, running, doing his runs, making a goal, perhaps setting up a goal. We should be aiding Finley. Finley shouldn't be aiding us, is what I'm trying to say. It's pathetic. I don't know. I don't think anybody was on form. I think they was all distracted by Woodman's haircut, fucking Freddie De Gea. But yeah. We'll take a look at Ryan's reaction on the result. A tough evening, he says. I thought they were very good, but we weren't quite at all. We weren't quite at it with the first ball or without the ball. I thought we had a good spell in the second half and a spell in the first half, where we moved the ball from side to side and created moments to get the ball into the final third. We had a little rally in the second half, but you cannot give a good team like that who are in good form 2 golden opportunities. Freddie made a few good saves. We knew it was going to be a tough evening with the form they're in, but we thought we could come here and be positive and get something out of it. Ultimately, that wasn't the case tonight because we gifted them 2 goals. On the second goal, Whiteman has held his hand up in there, but we can bounce out from that, said Law. We knew they were going to jump us, but we felt we get out over their passes, over their press, which we did many times tonight. We can come here and get hold of the ball, but we didn't do it enough. We felt that if we could move it from side to side, then they would drop into a mid-block or a 4-4-2. They are good at that, and they are waiting to counter. They are very pacey. If you get the ball away on turnouts, they will punish you because they have got good players. I think with and without the ball, we just weren't good enough. Our duels are shape, we are rushing players back as well, but there are no excuses. We've been beaten by the better team, but the fact is that we are trying. He says it every single time, every single match where we don't win, where we lose or draw. It's not for the lack of trying. It's, of course, we understand that. We know we are trying, but by the looks of it, no, we're not trying. We're doing the bare minimum, and you can't afford to do the bare minimum in this league. or any other league, to be honest. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. On the avoidable goals, the first one, Letton intercepts it, which we knew we'd have a chance to do. The touch is big, and then that guy's a powerhouse, and he's strong, shrugs Ryan off, gets it out of his feet. It's a great strike. Then obviously with the second one, Whitey gets caught, gets jumped, and he leaves it on a plate for his mate. For us all not being great, we've gifted them 2 goals. You could not do that. Patrick has come in for his first game in a while, and it's obviously tough to do that, especially in a game like this, so why would you put him in? What was wrong with Cunningham? Liam has been shifted out to the left side. They stood up to it. We dealt with a lot of their corners. Jed Wallace is a good player, and there were a few moments where Freddie had to pull us out and make some saves. Excuse me. That is what he's there for, but we didn't do what we wanted to do with the ball, getting it up to the top of the pitch and staying there, forcing the press from them. I'm sorry, I saw no attempt to do that at any point during the game. Getting the ball up the pitch does not just mean slapping it up the pitch, it means getting it there creatively and intelligently so that we don't lose possession. And West Brom showing the level required to be top 6. Yeah, listen, it is. The top 6 we obviously still want to get into, and it's still tight. We cannot look at the moment. It's a frustrating time for us at the moment. We've lost 3 on the bounce, so the quicker we get back to the bike and collecting points, we'll see where it takes us. At this moment, it's about the next game because we can look no further. We want to get as high up as we can and give ourselves a chance. There's always tough periods. I think this break came along at the wrong time, to be honest. Around the club, we are all on the same page in terms of who we are and what we've got. The supporters are excellent in everything they do, aren't they? They've sold out and travelled in their numbers, and we use them as motivation. Do we? Do we really? If we used us as motivation, then we should be winning every fucking every away game. You know, the noise is always impeccable away. At home, fair enough, maybe not. It's a bit shit at home, but nah, I'm not. No, I can't say that we're a prime source of motivation. We're clearly not. They're probably frustrated at this moment in time, and rightly so. I expect them to be. We're trying to achieve something good, but we're going through a bit of a dip. We're not performing to the levels or getting the results. That will turn, of course, because when you start putting things on the training ground to get better, you turn a corner. This is our first dip in the year I've been here, I would say. So we've got to make sure it changes quickly. Everyone is going to be frustrated because we want to stay in and around the park. We've got to win the next one and see where it takes us. And yeah, Stoke's a difficult game. We left Hughes behind to do some work today. He'll have a rest tomorrow, and then we'll have 2 more days building up to Stoke. Hopefully we'll have him available, but again, I took Brown and Emile off because I can't risk losing them. I don't think that was to risk losing them. I think all game they looked pathetic. Nobody did anything to them. They just weren't with it. You can say that they were shit. You don't have to be ashamed. I'm hoping that they will be all right tomorrow morning when they recover. What, Brown and Emile? But we're rushing them back. It's rubbish, really, from me and us, because we shouldn't be rushing the players back, but we have to because we can't rely on the youngsters to come on and put on a show and get us out the mire. They're good players who need to be fit and available, so we'll have to manage them. Well, I'm sorry, when you've got no choice, you might have to bring on the youngsters. Oh, Diaby. Jordan was lagging a bit. He has worked hard, and Dean Garner is a good player, isn't he? He can turn anyone into knots. Jordan was stretching away, and the problem we have is that if anyone gets injured, we're buggered a little bit because of the backups. We just felt like getting Bambo on looking after Dean Garner. And then they brought Daikon, who was another big lad. I thought we had a right to go when the subs came on. We had a bit of impetus, but ultimately we made 2 individual errors and were undone by a bit of brilliance from West Brom. Let's not kid ourselves. They were very good tonight, weren't they? Yeah, they were, but we were shit. So, you know, what does this mean? The force of energy. Oh, okay. Okay, you can tell I'm not sporty. Yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough. They were very good, I can agree, but we weren't any better. Sorry, we weren't any better than worse. We were awful. We were fucking garbage. You know, there's no excusing that. There's being good and then there's being shit on the opposing side. We gifted them everything tonight. We gave them a walk in the park. It was just like, it was a kickabout for them. You can't, there's absolutely no, there's no way around it. We were shit. And it's as simple as that. We were shit. And West Brom, I'm very surprised they didn't walk away with another 4 goals. But anyways, let's make our points to make, shall we? And we should round this off before I pop an artery. So, points to make. The first half was utterly shocking with very few good things to say about it. And the midfield is basically non-existent. Woodman seems to have tunnel vision in his distribution. Bauer evidently not played for a while. The Reece was just abysmal, as was Alan Brown. Only ones who gave a shit were Alvaro and Shed. The other lads out for a reason we haven't been told. And there has been a rumour floating around that they are actually not injured, but they are suspended for going on a piss up around Christmas, which I can completely believe, to be honest with you, and I think it's hilarious. But if that's not the case, then we can't go about assuming. But I've heard that rumour. And yeah, a big January. We need a big January. It's as simple as that. We have no options. We literally have no options. The pros, the keeper makes some good saves, and Alvaro was good. And that's it. The cons was another game that we lose with most possession had, only 2 shots on target again, falling to the bottom half of the table, 3 consecutive losses, nobody looking bothered, and hardly any attacking efforts made throughout the entire game. It's shocking. We had such a good display at Blackburn, and then it's just gone downhill. I think this break's come along at a strange time. We look completely like, whoa, raring to go for Blackburn, but that's just took everything out of us for some reason. I've no idea why. But yeah, and the more of the first team that continues to come back, the worse we're getting. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's an inside problem. We usually do crumble around Christmas time, but at the same time, during that mascot day experience we had against Huddersfield, where I had family members go into the dressing room to meet these players, even they commented on how uneasy and nervy and just not with it the dressing room felt. Not many people were speaking to each other. Everyone looked a little bit nervy, and it's like, what's going on? Is there something going on behind the scenes we don't know about? You know, in terms of players like Reece, he'll probably be getting sold, let's be honest, but I don't know. I really don't know, and I can't make that comment yet. It's too soon to say, but we'll find out within the coming days, I suppose. But yeah, that's it. That's been it from me today. I'm just wondering how we're going to recover from this, to be honest. It's going to be easy to climb back up the table, but it's not going to be easy to maintain that position. That's what I'm trying to say. So let's hope we can get some momentum back, let's get some juice back in the tank, and let's get raring to go again, please, because we cannot let our chances falter. This is if there's going to be any season where it's going to be an entertaining yet simple but also difficult race to the top 6, it's this one. So yeah, full force please from now on, lads, because we can't afford any more of these. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll see you for the next video, which will be Stoke. Have yourself a happy new year and all that good stuff. And yeah, I'll see you in the new years.